Don't let your AC system get knocked out by the heat this upcoming summer. Call KS Services and let our team come take a look. We repair and install all makes and models. We even offer a free no-hassle quote and second opinion, so give us a call today. With our flexible financing, you can literally pick your payment. We may even be able to help you knock down that utility bill a bit.
KS Heating and Air, the team ensuring your comfort.
Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition. This is for Thursday, May 24th. I'm James Spann. All the talk is about the tropical system in the Gulf. How will that impact the Gulf Coast and the rest of Alabama this holiday weekend? A lot of things going on here, so let's dive in. As we often do here, we'll start with the upper air look across the country this afternoon. Broad ridging here. A little weakness in the ridge, and underneath that again today. We've got thunderstorms, not everywhere. For example, up in the northern third of the state, the sky's mostly sunny. Up in the Tennessee Valley, much of South Alabama dry, but you can see those big storms blowing up over the central counties of the state. That was the radar at 229. Heavier storms in a broad band from near Reform and Gordo down to Marion and Greenville and Fort Deposit. Not moving much. Some locations getting very heavy amounts of rain today. A lot of thunder and lightning, but nothing severe in the classic sense. In advance of our tropical system, we have flash flood watches in effect now for parts of the Gulf Coast region. This includes Mobile, Gulf Shores, Dauphin Island, Orange Beach, Fort Morgan. That includes Pensacola and Navarre over to Port Walton. And also much of Georgia under a flash flood watch, and these watches could be expanded in coming days as we see better clarity on the tropical system. Let's roll the animation here. This is the satellite view of our tropical low that's still around the Yucatan. The bulk of the convection a little to the east of the center with some shearing involved here. But it certainly looks a little more active today. And as that emerges back into the open water over the Gulf, there's a chance we'll see some organization. In fact, a very good chance. This is the 5-day tropical weather outlook from NHC. They've got it now at a 90% chance of becoming a tropical depression over the next 5 days. Pretty much a given. And if it becomes a tropical storm, the name will be Alberto. Check the tropical modeling on this. And again, there's fairly decent agreement now. The consensus here has this thing coming up toward either the Mississippi coast or southeast Louisiana. And if that verifies, that puts Alabama on the wet side. The wet side is the east side of the circulation center. And again, we think the main issue here with this will not be wind, but rain. No doubt it's going to be breezy on the Gulf Coast. This is the intensity guidance. And again, you can see there's kind of a split here, but the number of the models do ramp it up to a tropical storm. Some keep this as a tropical depression. But the impact most likely will be about the same. This is output from the European Ensemble, the chance of a tropical depression forming. And you can see that it's up in the 70 and 80% bracket, pretty much in line with the Hurricane Center. And they've got that higher circle of formation just south of the central Gulf Coast. And speaking of rain, this is the latest guidance coming from WPC. This is the rain for the next 7 days. And understand these numbers could change, but obviously it's going to be a very wet time for the southeastern states, especially Alabama, Georgia, the Florida Panhandle. Amounts for Mobile and Baldwin counties could exceed 6 inches easily. In fact, the Weather Service in Mobile is putting up a graphic expecting maybe some isolated 10-inch rain amounts. Montgomery with 5, Birmingham with 4. And again, watch for changes here, but this is certainly going to wet things down at some point over the weekend. And of course, the next question is when. Confidence is high in this thing developing, but when does the weather start to deteriorate? So let's look at modeling. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And again, this is at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Big upper low near San Francisco. Got a weakness in the ridge here. And tomorrow should be much like today. The sun out at times. We'll see scattered showers and storms. High should be in the low to mid-80s. This is Saturday. Same thing. We'll have scattered showers and storms. Some sun. Highs in the 80s. Our tropical low is in the southern Gulf. Let's go to Sunday. The GFS has the tropical low. Whether it's a depression or a storm, we don't know at this point, but it's almost due south of Pensacola. And then Monday, the GFS moves it northwest up toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And again, remember, the heaviest rain and impact will be along and to the right of that low pressure center. So that puts Alabama and the Florida Panhandle in a very wet situation there for maybe Sunday night and Monday. That might be when the weather would be at its worst if this verifies. We'll check the European Monday about the same time, and it's fairly close. It's still offshore, due south of Mobile Bay. And again, that would be probably a tropical storm. And obviously, the conditions look pretty wet and pretty breezy. So in terms of sensible weather here, in fact, before we do that, let's go on to Tuesday. And you can see that the system is near Meridian. And then on Wednesday, it's really between the Shoals and Huntsville, up in the Tennessee Valley. So this thing's going to be a slow mover. And, of course, the great concern is going to be the amount of rain it dumps here. But if you're headed down to the Gulf Coast, the two better days will clearly be Saturday and Sunday. Now, there'll be scattered storms both days, but then the rain becomes widespread on Memorial Day on Monday. And that's when the rain can be heavy and it will be breezy. And obviously on the Gulf Coast, we have the danger of rip currents all up and down the coast already. Red flags are flying, and they'll be flying all weekend long. For the inland parts of the state up this way, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday looking awfully wet. And again, flash flooding a real concern, as we could see some pretty big rain amounts in through here. So tropical trouble on the way. Let's go out 10 days quickly. We'll check June 3rd. This is Sunday, June 3rd, troughing to the east. And if this is right, there'd be a little tropical low near Charleston, and we would be bone dry. But this is nothing but voodoo. Quickly, the numbers, 70s and 80s. In the short term, we might bump up to in the low 90s out there toward middle part of June. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Summer's just around the corner, and KS Services wants to be the team ensuring your comfort. We repair and install all makes and models, so give us a call today to get a free, no-hassle second opinion.
KS Heating and Air, the team ensuring your comfort.